I've argued the case that what mustn't happen in Stellenbosch, and I wrote at length about it, is that first of all, the Constitution of the Republic guarantees mother tongue education. Secondly, that Afrikaans has been a developed language that ensures that there's academic rigor to it. Therefore, it's no point that you reduce Afrikaans. What you should rather do is to add more languages. That English must be brought on board, and as Xhosa has. As a national discourse, we must make sure that languages are being developed, whether the University of KZN, in terms of what is happening with Zulu, and ultimately ensuring that we can build institutions of higher learning that are diverse, inclusive for all South Africans. It's an important time for us as a country. These elections symbolize the fact that as a party we're growing, but they also mean that it's important for democracy in South Africa. If the DA doesn't win Nelson Mandela Bay will continue to regress in the manner that it is. And it's true for all the other metros that we've set out to go and challenge in. So it's going to be critical that we win so that we can rescue South Africa from the hands of the ANC. But what's more important is the fact that the DA is the party that has shown that where we govern better. We're the party that demonstrates the fact that we can create jobs. We're the party that shows the fact that we are corrupt-free. And ultimately, we're the only party that can deliver basic services. The EFF and Julius Malema are a party that says one thing and does another thing. So in my view, this is a party that says that they'll stand for the poor but wear the most expensive clothes you can find. They're a little bit like the South African Communist Party. They are self-enriching individuals whose commitment is to their own pockets and not to the people of this country. Secondly, I think that their ideas would be terrible for South Africa. The idea that we should nationalize mines will be damaging to South Africa. It will destroy the economy faster than anything else we know how to do. Them as a party don't stand for a non-racial future. In fact, they've been on public record arguing that they mustn't, in fact, the honeymoon is over for white people. This is all the issues that lack non-racialism. And ultimately, so my thoughts are on the matter, is the fact that I think the EFF are interested in the EFF, but they're not interested in South Africa. I haven't seen her recently. I mean, she serves as part of, as Premier of the Western Cape, she's part of our federal executive. So in essence, her inputs are felt there. And our federal executive meets once a month, and so I think she missed the last one. So we hardly ever engage. I think Helen Zille has contributed to South Africa, and she's always felt that she needed to step away so that new leadership can take the party forward, and she's had the freedom to do that. Look, it's not the party has institutions and has processes, and in the past we've had councillors who have been dismissed for basically a similar incident. In this instance, I do believe personally that where we've got to get to is ultimately where a dialogue must be held. That post that she shared was indefensible. But that furthermore, the best way for us to handle this matter is that how do we create a new discussion and engagement between us and her about how do we take this party forward. So subsequent to this matter, I think that the appeal process is on the go because the party is a party of institutions. But as I've said outright, is that the fact that I think that there's an opportunity for all of us as South Africans to work together in this regard. I think the party has followed its own institutions, but now here in this instance is that regardless of what happens in the appeal process, I'm still very engaged in making sure that we can have an engagement with Diane Kohler-Barnard, that ultimately a contribution, that we can have this moment as South Africans where we say, how do we build the nation together rather than apart.